What's happening, everybody? Tyrone Bowman live. Welcome to the program on this afternoon. I'll be talking about the compiled list of President Donald, President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet picks and more of the White House appointments thus far. So things are rapidly moving. So I will give the full list of President Trump's cabinet picks. So once again, welcome to the program, and let's get down to this on today. So, with Republicans taking control, according to CBSNews.com, with Republicans taking control of the Senate, many of President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet nominees are likely to face an easy path to confirmation, even some who may be controversial. So here are the people Trump has chosen for critical cabinet posts and other top White House jobs. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Attorney General Matt Gaetz, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., UN Ambassador Elise Stefanik, Borders are Tom Homan, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Veterans Affairs Doug Collins, National Security Advisor Michael Walls, Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, White House Counsel William McGinley, Solicitor General Dean John Sawyer, Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, FF Chair Brendan Carr, U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York Jay Clayton, Department of Government Efficiency Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavano. Now, this appointment for the Department of Government Efficiency kind of troubles me. Why do you have two names? And why do you have two people? It's either going to be Elon Musk or Vivek Ramaswamy. You can't have two people heading the same agency. So that's something that's questionable there. Why is Elon Musk being appointed? He's not a politician. He doesn't hold any elective office. Okay, so he's the world's richest man. And what's that supposed to mean? Because you have a lot of money? Does that mean that you're more important than anybody else? No, it does not. Let's get down to the continued list here. Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino, Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller. He's a character in his own right. I'm quite sure there'll be more scandalous things coming out about Miller as there was in his first administration. Deputy Chief of Staff for Legislative, Political, and Public Affairs James Blair. Deputy Chief of Staff for Communications and Personnel Tyler Bodowich. Presidential Personal Office Head Sergio Gore. White House Communications Director Stephen Chung. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. I think she was the head of Donald Trump's campaign. If I'm not mistaken, I'll fact check that. But I know she played a major role in his campaign. Secretary of Energy Chris Wright. So, within a day of winning election, Trump announced his campaign co-chair Susie Wiles would be his chief of staff. Wiles, an experienced Florida-based political operative base, will be the first woman in U.S. history to fill the role. Chief of Staff isn't a Senate-confirmed position, but it's a prestigious position, often considered to be part of the cabinet. Trump intends to, which he has, nominate Senator Marco Rubio of Florida to be Secretary of State. The selection marks some distance from when Trump and the Florida senator were rivals in the 2016 Republican primaries. Rubio, 53, a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the top Republican on the Senate Intelligence Committee, is a China hawk with extensive foreign policy and experience. You know, this is what America doesn't understand. America does a lot of business with China. And China does a lot of business with America. So a lot of this stuff is just double talk. There are a lot of Chinese people here in America who have prosperous businesses. And there are a lot of Americans in China who have prosperous businesses. So it sounds good on the surface, but in actuality, it's not going to make a difference. Let's talk about the nominee for Attorney General, Matt Gaetz. Trump said he will nominate GOP Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida, one of his fiercest defenders, to serve as his Attorney General. Gaetz has faced several investigations into his conduct, and a number of Republican senators expressed reservations about support for his nomination. So Matt will end weaponized government products, protect our borders, dismantle criminal organizations, and restore Americans' badly shattered faith and confidence in the Justice Department. Whatever. Gaetz has a ton of problems of his own. As you know, recently he resigned as a congressman, thus prohibiting the conclusion and revealed information into what was an ongoing investigation about his alleged involvement with young women and et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see how that confirmation goes before the Senate Judiciary Committee. On the House Judiciary Committee, which performs oversight of DOJ, Matt played a key role in defeating the Russia hoax, Trump added, referring to Gaetz' defense of him during his first impeachment. All right, enough about Gaetz. So let's talk about the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche was picked to serve as Deputy Attorney General, the second highest position in the Justice Department. Blanche defended Trump during his hush money trial in New York City. Well, isn't that something? So, keep it all in the family. Put all your cronies in the administration. He didn't do a good job because Trump was found guilty in the case. All right, Robert F. Kennedy, the turncoat, and a cocaine addict. And that's what he is. So, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a terrible, terrible disgrace to his father and his father's legacy. Trump picked Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Department of Health and Human Services, saying he will take on industrial, food complex, and drug companies who have engaged in deception, misinformation, and disinformation, and blah, 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 will make America great and healthy again, whatever, man. Kennedy has a long record of criticizing vaccines, including spreading misleading claims about their safety. So he has vowed to combat an epidemic of chronic diseases and believes that large drug and food companies are to blame for a broad swath of ailments. He has claimed a number of health issues have worsened due to federal inaction, including autism, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, sleep disorders, etc., etc., etc. The Secretary for Veterans Affairs, Doug Collins, who is Doug, of Georgia, who led the Department of Veterans Affairs, filling another cabinet position with a military veteran. The U.S. Ambassador, Elise Stanifak, has offered the job of U.S. Ambassador to her. She represents a district in upstate New York, as a vocal and staunch Trump ally, and the number four House Republican as chair of the House Republican Conference. Okay, Tom Hoffman. He will serve as the border czar. Okay, Tom Hoffman will serve as the border czar, who he was the acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement during the first Trump administration. Let's see, what did he do? He will be joining the Trump administration in charge of national borders. He will be overseeing the southern and northern borders and maritime and aviation security. He will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to their country of origin, a major theme of Trump's campaign. He was recently interviewed by 60 Minutes, and he said Trump's plans for mass deportation would be implemented. I hear a lot of people say, the talk about mass deportation is racist. It's threatening to the immigrant community. Well, the immigrants voted for him. Let's get that straight. Latinos overwhelmingly voted for now-elect President Donald Trump, and now they're complaining in videos all across the nation and around the world that they regretted voting for him. Too late. You voted for him. So Defense Secretary, who is this dude? Pete Hegseth. Okay. A warrior for the troops and the country. They call him a tough, smart, true believer in America first. And he's a Fox host personality. He has done work in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo Bay. He's 44, and he was the co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend and author of the book, The War on Warriors, The Betrayal of Men Who Keep Us Free. All right. Walls, let me get his name right, Michael Walls. He will be in charge of the foreign policy agenda. He's a Green Beret veteran who served multiple combat tours in Afghanistan, the Middle East, and Africa. He was elected to Congress in 2018 after Ron DeSantis ran for governor. Homeland Security, Christine Nome. She will be in charge of DHS concerning, supposed to be very strong on border security. She was elected governor in 2018 after serving 8 years in the White House, endorsed Trump in 2023, and joined him at a number of his campaign rallies. So the list goes on and on and on. It's too lengthy to read. I'm not going to go through every single name. All right. That's going to be it for now, and I will try to find a more abbreviated list of names of President-elect Trump's nominees. I'm sorry, find that, then I will bring it before the camera. So for now, never surrender, never quit.